Hey everyone, it's Mystery Girl with Missy, and I'm Missy. This is Missy and Sally, and I'm Missy. I wanted to talk a little bit about Nicholas Godejohn. There's so much discussion about Nicholas Godejohn and how he had this evil side that he himself has spoken about. And while everybody seems to be on the same page, there is one thing that I really feel obligated to talk about. I am a retired registered behavior technician specializing in children and young adults with autism. And Nicholas Godejohn said many times that he had this alter ego who was evil. And he was being treated for it when he was younger. Now, yes, he might not have known how to explain what was going on with him. He might not have known how to explain these rages of anger that he was feeling. The thing is, children and young adults with autism, they get extremely frustrated when they do not know how to express themselves, or if they're angry over something and they can't complete it, if say they're on their own and no one else is around, they get extremely frustrated, and that comes out in anger. And as a retired registered behavior technician, I think this and truly believe that this is what Nicholas Godejohn's alter ego, evil alter ego, was. Yes, Gypsy made the other alter egos. The sexual side, the fun side. But when it comes to Nicholas Godejohn himself, speaking of this evil side that he had, and that he got treatment for it when he was younger, guys, it does exist. That is not something he made up. That was him as a child having what's called a behavior because he was frustrated over something. This is what he was getting treatment for probably when he was younger. He might have even have gone to a special school like where I worked. And where I worked, everybody is trained to handle these specific behaviors. There were times we had to clear the whole room of any kind of furniture or desks, learning materials, anything that was in the room that could hurt that child, because they would not calm down. They'd be yelling and screaming, throwing things at the windows. They would come after my manager, who was in charge of handling these behaviors. She was the one that was emptying the rooms of anything in this child's way that could cause harm to them. What I've seen actually occur, and the strength that would come into this child, was unbelievable. Kind of like how they say when a mother sees that her child is getting hurt, that she actually has so much adrenaline in her that she can lift a car. This is what it's like when a child with autism is having a behavior. The strength that comes over them is unreal. So Nicholas Godejohn was put in this interrogation, and he's speaking about himself, saying that he's this evil behavior on this other side, and that's who did it. He's not making this shit up, guys. He might have triggered himself through stress into doing what he did. He got frustrated because he did not want to lose Gypsy. Maybe he thought nobody else would ever love him. Maybe he thought for once she was the one person that might have understood the different behaviors that he experiences because he is autistic. So them putting Nicholas Godejohn through An interrogation, especially after knowing that he has autism. The second they knew that he had autism, that interrogation should have stopped. They should have contacted a medical professional and an attorney. The second they knew that he had autism. And his mother told them. So they can't say they did not know. For them to keep him in that interrogation when, honestly, he probably could not understand how he himself did it. But he did. And he knew he did. But he did not understand where those feelings of rage were coming from. And again, it's called a behavior. We're taught as registered behavior technicians that no matter what, when a child is having one of these outbursts, behaviors, the first priority is safety. I've seen my manager have to sit with a child on the floor with her legs wrapped around their legs and her arms in a hugging position just to keep them safe from hurting themselves. When I tell you how I have seen children, young adults, hurt themselves to the point it was so upsetting. They hit themselves, they punch themselves, they bite themselves. They will bang their heads on the wall. They will bang their heads on glass. And they don't understand why. This might not have ever been explained to Nicholas Godejohn as a young adult, turning into an adult. So he continued to think that these feelings of rage that he is getting was an alter personality. That he had a good side and a bad side, and they were two different people, not the same people. And honestly, that kind of shows the kind of heart that Nicholas Godejohn has. He doesn't want to cause harm. So he won't put that on himself. That's that other person that he is. He said he was on medication for it when he was younger. So again, the second the police, the interrogation woman that was sitting there with him for hours on end, the second they knew that he had autism, that interrogation should have ended immediately. Now, I don't know if his mom spoke with the interrogation police and investigators the very same day he was arrested. I don't believe that she was. I don't want to say I know for sure. But she did tell them that he had autism. And still, the interrogation went on that night. It's obvious that Nicholas Godejohn suffers from a mental disability. He was on permanent disability as a child. That says everything. It does not explain why he was saying he has an evil side. Well, there you go. Coming from a registered behavior technician that worked with children with autism, this is what happens on a normal basis. So, everybody out there saying he should have known better. You know, he knew it was wrong, but he still did it. You know what? When a child or an adult with autism gets into that rage, they can't bring themselves out of it. My manager would have to talk them down all the time. And a lot of times I was in to talk. You know, it depended on who the child associated best with. Would go in and, just say, hey, look, when you calm down, we can color, and sit there and color in a book. Or just bring out something colorful or anything to distract them from hurting themselves. Glass windows can be replaced, walls can be spackled, but them hurting themselves, absolutely not. So when they're asking for clemency for Nicholas Godejohn, everybody needs to listen to what really was going on. And how can he be so much more accountable for what he did that night than Gypsy? He's the one with the disability. He's the one who was probably not even really in his mind. Yes, leading up to it, he knew what he was maybe going to do. Maybe he thought when he got there he'd be able to talk Gypsy out of it, and he even tried. And who knows what she said to him at that point. She might have threatened to leave him, which would have triggered his bad side to come on, for him to get angry, to start feeling rage, for him to be disassociated with what he was doing. So when they're asking for clemency for Nicholas Godejohn, after listening to this, I hope you have a different view of Nicholas Godejohn. And no, I'm not saying he should be set free immediately, but have a little leniency. Guys, thank you for listening. I hope that I was able to make sense of some of this, and you have a little bit more of an understanding of Nicholas Godejohn. And I hope everyone has a great day. And remember, as always, every day is a mystery. Take care.